I always end my videos with be encouraged. It just came out of me one day and it stuck. I couldn't really only talk to you guys about hair, even though I love hair. Hey, Tony, I love hair. But I had to go deeper. It's just who I am. And so that's why I started ending my videos with be encouraged. It had to be. And so it's kind of like my tagline. I love it and I continue to use it. So the other day while I was on Snapchat, like I told you guys, I mentioned something in a snap and somebody responded to me and told me how I encourage them. And you guys, I hear this all the time. And spoiler alert, there was a television crew at my house yesterday. You would know that if you would follow me on Snapchat. For some reason, after spending 9-10 hours with us, when the sound man for the camera crew was leaving, he almost seemed like he was about to burst out in tears. I was just trying to talk to the guy about sound and YouTube and that kind of stuff. And somehow we got to talking about marriage and I had to drop some ministry stuff in there with him. I keep connecting with people like that. It's like I am wired to encourage people. So clearly what I think is a natural thing that everybody does maybe might not be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is a lesson. You might think that everybody knows this, but if it's something that you seem frustrated by or you seem perplexed about why everybody keeps telling you this thing that you think is normal, that might be your gift. Hello. If it's not someone's gift, they may have an opportunity where they need to encourage somebody who's going through one of the many, many, many challenges that life will pass you when you're on this journey. If you're here long enough, if you got out your mama's womb and the sun went down and it came back up, challenges gonna come. The longer you're here, the more you are going to have to be encouraged. So I wrote down some stuff. Look at me all prepared, Periscope, what? So the first way that you can be encouraging is to share your story. Now, if you're a Christian, like I'm a Christian, the Bible says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. The testimony is your story. It's your journey shared with other people in some format, right? It could be verbal, it could be visual, it could be dance, it could be creative. You might think that your story has no value, but I think that when you think your story has no value, that's when you have the most value in the mundane, in the what you consider to be small stuff. You may not have gigantic tragedies happening to you, although stay around long enough, something's coming. But even in the small things, you would be so shocked as to how telling somebody your story can be encouraging. I watched a friend's Periscope yesterday, and she shared that she has been struggling with cancer since the beginning of the year, and she is relatively young. And it was shocking. And there were several people in her comment section telling her, I'm a cancer survivor. This person I know is a cancer survivor. And I know that that encouraged her because even though I have not had that particular medical struggle, I have a child that was born with spina bifida and who has not yet walked. I picked those words properly. I know that when other moms, other parents, or other adults who are living with spina bifida and who are growing and triumphing, not just living and existing, but really triumphing with spina bifida, share their story with me, it is encouraging. A lot of times we feel like I don't have enough to give. I don't have anything that's going to help, but you just don't know. You know, there's so many things that people have said to me, and I might just be having a bad day, so I can't even really give them the proper feedback to let them know that they were the reason why I didn't run in traffic, you know? And so don't always just think, okay, well, they didn't hoop holler, do a backflip, and run all over the place. Exactly. Your ordinary may be someone's blessing. Your ordinary may be somebody's message for the day. It may be revolutionary. Listen to other people's story. Now, y'all caught me. I don't know if you know this. I like to talk. I can't get no help inside. I know some of y'all know me personally, so people say they run out of topics to talk about. Boom. When you're a person like me, especially, you kind of suck at being a listener sometimes, and so you have to study to be quiet and listen to somebody else's story. Not just so you can be encouraged from their story, but listening to them elevates them, makes them feel prioritized, makes them feel heard, makes them feel seen. And not, this is a cliche, but people say, but it's so true. You can't listen just prepping what you're going to say next. And I mean, if you can't be honest, you can't be helped, because you got to listen to the person's story. Let them tell you, even if you don't think it's a big deal, because I have had plenty of moms tell me how eczema took them out in their children while I'm waiting on brain surgery. And so you can't be like, that ain't no problem. I'm going to tell you a problem. No. The same way how you think your thing is big and their thing might be small, somebody else has it worse than you. And so you can encourage people by elevating them in the moment. Let others know what they are good at. Praise them. Now, we humans, we like to be the center of attention. Well, some people don't, but we like to be acknowledged. You know what I mean? So sometimes we forget to acknowledge others, or we feel some kind of way. Some people, you need to check your spirit, because some people, and you be honest now, some people don't want to tell people what they're good at because they feel some kind of way about it. If you can't freely and readily compliment and tell people when you recognize that they are excellent in something, then that's something about you. Let's say you're a cashier at the Walmart. And I have experienced good cashiers and bad cashiers, right? So you just going through your day every day, and people come in and they snipping at you and pooping and popping. And here comes one of y'all off my Periscope, and this person is just so downtrodden. And you say, you know what? You are really good at this. You are excellent at being a cashier. I'm really enjoying you doing this. Thank you. Listen, I've done that before. And the look on the person's face, because in some of these jobs, they're thankless, right? When you stay in a hotel, the housekeeping always looks so shocked when I stop and strike up a conversation with them, because I think they're so used to being ignored. If you have a friend and that friend is an incredible leader, call that thing out of them. Tell them that they're good at that thing. That will encourage them. They may be struggling with what they're good at. They may be having the worst day. They might not have direction. There's so many things during your day to rip you asunder. Be that light that shoots through all those things and lifts the person up, so that let other people know that you care. Now, this is another thing. I feel like people don't, I don't know. I'm one of those people where I make fast friends. It's free for me to tell people. I walk up to you, I'm like, mine, I like you, you're cool. I sense that you and I are going to work well together. So that's a gift that you can give people. I'm not saying to walk up and grab somebody and say mine and drag them off, which is kind of what I want to do sometimes. But I'm saying let people know that you care. Patronize businesses, pay money for goods and services. Now, I know how we are. Love a good hookup. I love a good hookup, and I don't always be paying for stuff, okay? But there is nothing more encouraging, especially now that in the age range that I'm in. When you were younger, you didn't have a lot of people that were starting businesses and really getting full traction in life. We know people who own homes, clearly, but they own businesses. We know realtors. We know photographers. We know people that own restaurants. We know people that have design services, hairdressers. Take them seriously. A prophet is without honor in their own land. It's always your friends and family. You know what I mean? If you want to encourage your sister when she starts her business, now if she's just sitting at home and she ain't really doing nothing, that's another thing. But if she really has started, be the first person to pay for your hairstyle. Be the first person to purchase her little ebook. If you can't pay, let her know your heart is to pay and make an intention to pay. Go to your friend's restaurant, sit down and give them money for the food. Don't ask them for no coupon book. If they say they asking for money, don't be like, who you think you are? I don't know what your stuff is not up to par. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. If she mixing shea butter in her kitchen and she put it in some jars and put some labels on that joint and put a price on it, pay the price. Okay, that is something that is encouraging, and it builds somebody up, because it goes back to letting the person know that you care, right? And just letting the person know that their story is of value. And their efforts are of value, and that you think they're of value. We can invest some time when you don't have money in being present with someone else to be encouraging. So if they need an ear to listen because they have a problem, physically go be present. Call them on the phone, be present. Don't be watching the TV and doing 15 things. When they have an opening for their business, maybe you can't pay for their cupcakes, but you know what? You can come help them at the opening. That don't cost nothing. That's your time. So you offer yourself to go help them. Be there. They have a speech they have to give and they are freaking out because they're going to do their first speech in front of some conference. And you know it's only 25 people going to be sitting in the room, but you should be 26 sitting your butt up in the front. If you're only spending all your time on advancing you or on things that are tangible, then you need to, I keep saying this, but you need to have God check you. Because when you get to the end of this thing, the valuable things are intangible. And so you should be checking for the intangible things. Okay, the things that are going to be valued when you stand in front of him. Because he is not about to ask you about your houses and your cars and how much you spent a bunch of time getting your crochet braids done and all this kind of stuff. And you didn't do anything. Be helpful or be of service. So that's kind of the same thing as what I was saying in the be present one. Be helpful, be of service. You know, like I said, we had a television crew at our house yesterday. There's some stuff going on back here, but you know, and I asked some people very last minute to help with something, and they came through and they helped. And I was so inspired by them because it really was just, you know, relationship building on my end. Family members come out and watch Zion so that I could totally focus with the crew and do other stuff that was needed to do. And it was so helpful. Trust someone, to believe in them and be confident in their abilities. Now, trust is a huge thing, right? So many people have trust issues and valid ones. We all have different family of origins that we come from, and all of us did not come from a healthy example, right? So it may be valid that you get into your adult life and you don't trust people. You just think that it's a power struggle and it's my job to get on top. Me, myself, and no one else, you're going to get to the end of the race and nobody's going to be there for you. And you're definitely not going to be encouraging to anyone. You can start small. For example, if you have a business and you're selling the cupcakes and you think that your friend would do a really good job running the cupcake line, organizing the schedule for the people that work for you, something. Your friend has a gift and you think being a greeter outside of the door, give it to her. Ask her to do it. And then when she says she'll do it, let her do it. Because that's a way of showing trust. That's a way of showing that I think confidently about you. And that will encourage someone who may be walking around thinking, I don't know. I don't know if this is my thing. I don't know if I'm good at this. And to see you put your trust and your confidence in them means that they feel encouraged, right? But for me, encouragement means being given what you need to continue, to feel lifted, to feel empowered, the ability to continue in excellence. That was it. That's what I had, you guys. That was my brain dump. Thank you for all your great comments. And don't forget to follow me everywhere. I love you guys so much. See you guys in the next Periscope. And until that next Periscope, you guys, stay well. Be encouraged. Bye, y'all. I gotta be me, yeah. I gotta be me, yeah. I got to be me. Bye. What is happening downstairs? Y'all, Zion is downstairs. Cronkit, what time is it? Okay. Ugh, focus. His father's supposed to be down there watching him. I have a feeling that Zion's watching his father. I have a feeling his father's asleep